This was obviously the level I wanted to be on, was, Division I level. Didn't play much as a freshman. Went back sophomore year, gained a little bit of weight, had a big fall. Got in touch with the coaches, and I committed pretty early. So yeah,
it's exciting. So, how does that work exactly? Because you're talking about you have a big fall in JUCO, but like, how does that? How do staffs know that you're having a big fall when those stats aren't necessarily public?
Okay, so I got a chance to play, I think, in front of every coach of Oral Roberts. They came out to like several events. Seminole State did a really good job of putting us into these high-level events, and every coach got to see me, like what they seen, got me on campus, and really like that.
So it was a lot of that defense?
A lot of the teams I talked to, that's the first thing they mentioned was the glove. They really liked what I could do at shortstop. They said the bat would pick up, so that's kind of it.
You had two parents that played college basketball, so that was a big thing in the family. What guided you to baseball?
I'm not really sure. I'm not even sure how I got good at it, honestly. Going into my senior year, I thought I was going to play basketball. And, I had a couple of talks with some coaches. They were telling me if they wanted to see a long-term in a sport, it'd probably be baseball. And so I was really getting in touch with Seminole State. Head coach there, Mac Chambers. I talked to him for a long time. I kind of didn't want to go there because it's 10 minutes from home, and eventually he kind of got me in the right headspace and made the right decision, I feel like.
It ended up helping you. There's a lot of people talk about when they're going through their experience and they're close to home, having access to home cooking, parents, et cetera. Did that end up being a factor that helped you grow there?
It did. I kind of wanted to get away from home, but then once I stayed, it was amazing. It was perfect. It's exactly where I wanted to be. It's kind of the reason why I stayed in Oklahoma and came to Oral Roberts.
And then out here, has the faith aspect also then helped you once you got here? Because I don't think that was probably a massive part of your JUCO experience, but here, it's a part of everything you do, whether that's at baseball or in class.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like when I got here, it kind of helped me understand, like, my identity isn't just baseball. My identity is, I'm Martell Davis, the person. So it's kind of helped me.
And then it kind of takes some pressure off of you.
Yeah, I'm coming in a lot, high expectations that you're talking about. And it may have been it took me a little bit. I was super nervous first couple of games, probably 10 games in or so. Coach Fulmer, he just has really conversations with the group, and he just allowed us to be like so freely out there. And so that's kind of what helped me, is knowing like if I mess up, it's okay. We're playing the game right.
Favorite memory as a Golden Eagle?
Favorite memory? I'd probably say beating OSU last year at O'Brate, just because it's a super nice stadium, a lot of fans, and got to get the dub on the road.
And as a person who's from the state, those games mean a little bit more because those are places as a kid that, whether it was basketball or baseball, you probably dreamed of getting to play for. So then, coming here and now getting to compete against them has got to be some.
Yeah, 100%. Those are games we look forward to just because of the in-state rivalry. I grew up as an OU football fan, so obviously fun to go play them. OSU, didn't like them as much because I was an OU football fan, so always feels good to beat them.
Still an OU football fan today because they don't have a team here, so.
I think I can say I am an OU football fan just because we don't have a football team, so I still go enjoying watching the games.
It doesn't have to take your fandom away, but definitely not when you guys are playing them on the baseball field.
Yeah. We look to destroy them when we play them, so yeah.
And it's cool. It's got to be cool to be in a program where the expectation, ORU is not an underdog in those games necessarily. You're coming into those games with the expectation that you're the best program in Oklahoma and you want to get after those.
Yeah, that's kind of what a lot of people think is, like those midweek games, we're playing the bigger teams, and a lot of times they're thinking that we're the underdogs, but historically I think we're over OSU in wins in midweeks, and OU is probably pretty close. So
you've been to Omaha more recently than either of those two programs.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
that puts a target on your back. It's pretty cool to be in a place, and you came right after. Pretty cool to be in a place everybody in the country says, my dream is to go to Omaha. This team's been there just a few years ago, and the expectation is that this roster with a lot of returning firepower has a very, very good chance to get back.
Every year I feel like, the expectation has to be the same. That 2023 team, kind of set the standard of, where we want to be consistently. And I feel like this year's team has a chance to get back there.
What is your favorite part of either Tulsa or being from Oklahoma?
I'd say favorite part of Tulsa is just how much stuff there is to do. Where I'm from, Seminole, there's not a lot of stuff, so a lot of activities around here.
And is the Native American culture a big part? I actually don't know, but is Native American culture a big part of Seminole? Just kind of.
I'd say my high school is probably 80 to 90% Native American, so it's a big thing out there.
Did they do a lot of work in your high school in terms of like educating on Native American heritage and kind of letting you guys know how kind of sacred these grounds are in terms of who lived here kind of
They did
before us?
a great job, learning your history. In high school, I actually took Seminole or Creek language, so that was my extra language in high school.
So can you speak any
So
now?
I think I forgot most of it, so I can't really speak much on it, but I remember a few words.
Probably pretty cool though when you're around tribes or people from these heritages that at the bare minimum you can relate and understand a lot better probably than your average person with some of the
Yeah,
education.
I still have best friends, from high school that were native, and just seeing like how much they are into their culture and expressing it, it was pretty cool to see.
And a lot of teammates, I'm sure you went to Seminole State, probably a decent amount of teammates
Yeah.
still that come from that heritage and are trying to build their athletic careers. Basketball in particular is extraordinarily popular amongst the Native American population.
Yeah, that's my high school. We won a state championship in basketball, and I used to have to do interviews like after the game with the Creek Nation and Seminole Nation, so it's pretty cool.
What's your favorite story with Coach Fulmer or a moment that you got from him that, kind of was you feel like where he really affected your trajectory here?
I remember we were kind of struggling my first year here. Team wasn't living up to the expectations. We come out, I believe, on a Tuesday night game. A lot of fans here, and we get a big win. I get a big win against OU, and we just have a team meeting afterwards. And he says, "Don't let the Eagles get hot." And, that team that didn't have a lot of expectations actually ended up making a regional that year, so that was pretty big for us.
So kind of coming off a year where you didn't get to make a regional, that's got to be something that's been sitting with you guys for a bit.
Yeah, it stings. It's something, we've definitely thought about. Obviously, it's hard to not look forward to things before the season, but it's something we've already looking forward to, the Summer League tournament at the end of the season.
In your case, you weren't even expected to have this extra year of eligibility, and then the ruling with Diego Pavia gave you an extra year. What did it feel like when you found out that you were going to get this one extra season?
Coach Neal actually called me over the break last year, and I was at home just working out. And he was like, "What would you think about coming back for another year?" And I was like, "Are we going to get it?" And he was like, "Well, the ruling today, they said you guys are going to get it." I was like, "Man, I'd love to come back. Just take the best chance I get of another opportunity."
Look back in your whole college experience. What's the hardest moment, you think?
I'd say the hardest moment for me was probably adjusting from the JUCO to Division I. I struggled a lot early on, and it kind of took me to realize that, a lot of these guys are the same age as me, whether it be 2 to 3 year difference, and I'm just as good, if not better, than most of these guys out here.
And eventually you had a ton of success last year, and you had to be looking at this extra year as an extreme blessing because if you kind of look at your trajectory, this has given you a pretty exceptional chance to shine and demonstrate, kind of put together everything that you've learned and build the best possible resume for the draft this year.
Yeah, I'm extremely grateful for, the extra year. Last year, I feel like I took a giant step, what would have been over for me basically. And to get the chance to come back, we got a couple new guys in this year and put together a great team. I feel like this team has a chance as an older group, to make a big step, Super Regional, College World Series. When
you leave ORU, what do you think you want your legacy to be here?
I want my legacy, to be that the teams that Martell Davis was on, they played hard. They played to the end. They played the game the right way.